a few videos already. We're going to do a few more about the Democratic Platform Committee's meetings. They're trying to figure out what the Democrats actually stand for. That's what the platform is supposed to be about. Theoretically, you're supposed to be able to have that so then you can hold the candidates' feet to the fire when they do something that goes against Democratic principles, like, I don't know, something anti-environmentalist, like be pro-fracking or pro-Keystone Pipeline or pro-TPP deal or stuff like that. So it's what our values are. That's what we are as Democrats. That's what the platform's all about. So I'm just going to play a little video. This is from the June 24th hearing, platform drafting hearing in St. Louis. And they're talking about the environment and environmental issues. And I've said before, if you're an environmentalist, why would candidates have to give them a reason to vote for them. So let's listen to a little bit of this, shall we?
Since I wrote the first book about all of this 30 years ago, there are moments when I feel like saying and try to restrain myself from saying, if only you had listened to me then. Because 30 years ago, we had a number of easy trajectories by which we could have accomplished these targets. We're out of easy trajectories, so the things we're trying to do now are tough, and it will be the measure of our political system whether we're actually able to do tough things or whether we always just take a half measure and say we're going to slowly phase it out or whatever else. One of the things we need to remind ourselves is this is not a political problem of the sort that we're used to dealing with. Most political problems yield well to the formula that we've kept adopting on thing after thing. Compromise, we'll go halfway, we get part of this done. That's because most political problems are really between different groups of people. They're between industry and environment. They're between environmentalists. That is not the case here. The fundamental disagreement in this case is between human beings on the one hand and physics on the other. And physics is a very poor negotiating partner. It does not compromise. It is uninterested in what battleground states are or what it is interested in is how much carbon and how much methane we're going to pour into the atmosphere. And we know now how much we can do. So it is an act almost of vandalism to continue to pour more in than science tells us that we can.
Okay, so that's pretty ominous stuff, right? Talking about how serious climate change is and how we got to do something to fix it now. Too late, just way too late, he's saying.
We couldn't do it when it was easy.
So, right. Couldn't do it when it was easy. And guess what? After that guy gave that testimony at the drafting committee hearing, the Democratic Platform Drafting Committee went on to vote down a ban on fracking, voted against it. Fracking's still okay as far as the Democratic platform goes. They then went on to vote down a ban on drilling on government lands. They voted down a carbon tax. A carbon tax. Republicans used to be for a carbon tax. We can't even get the Democrats to be for it anymore. And things are worse now. They then went on to vote down making climate change a test for building future Keystone pipelines. They voted that down. The Democratic Platform Drafting Committee voted down a resolution that would make climate change a test for building future Keystone pipelines. Can't even get them to, they won't even put it in their platform. That doesn't mean anybody has to do anything. And they then went on to vote vote down a resolution against the TPP. So that in the Democratic platform, they're pro-TPP. They can't even be anti-TPP. What party is this again? This the Republican Party where they not for a carbon tax, they're not for a ban on fracking. They're for the Keystone Pipeline. Thank God Hillary's surrogates are there to push back against all these progressive values. Are you right? Am I right? On the drafting committee, am I right? It's a miracle that Bernie put Bill McKibben on the platform committee, and it'll be a miracle if the platform committee listens to Bill McKibben. I'll tell you that.
Is David Brock on that committee?
That's what it sounds like.
It's typical for the Democrats to sell out their platform in order to get a Democrat elected.
Hilarious, right?
Yes. It's real funny.
Our political system always reaches the same conclusion. The environment can wait. Physics is all well and good. But until physics has lobbyists, politicians won't be listening. Am I right? Come on.
Physics does not apply to the rich because they can always, go up a few hundred feet into the gated communities. And
I'll tell you one thing, Jim. Those Clintonian Democrats are firm about one thing.
what's that?
Bernie won't be pushing the Democratic Party to the left without a fight. What the F? Hillary Clinton, the best progressive money could buy. Am I right? Come on. I trust a politician who was originally for the Keystone pipelines, TPP trade deals, and fracking to be on the right side of these issues. These are heavy. That's a heavy joke. That's a hammer joke. It's hot in this room. That's why people aren't laughing more. Hillary is a tree hugger. Come on. She is a tree hugger. And after it's cut down, she turns it into paper money. Am I right? Come on. Woohoo.
I'm tired of getting Dore-splained.
Progressives are trying to hold Hillary's feet to the fire. Unfortunately, she's wearing platforms. So there you go. There's your Democratic Party. Why would an environmentalist vote for that shit? Why? Why wouldn't they vote for Jill Stein? How dare you wag your finger at them and say you have to vote for anti-environmental issues because Trump, because we found someone who's worse. You get to vote your conscience. You get to vote for the candidate who represents your ideas. And if Hillary Clinton needs environmentalists to beat Donald Trump, she should maybe reach out to them. They won't even do it on the goddamn platform. That's how un-environmentalists they are.
I just read a headline and it said Bernie Sanders perplex Democrats.
Perplexes them.
Yeah, and it's like, why? Because
He wants them to be liberals. He wants them to be Democrats. He wants them to be the opposite of the Republicans. He wants there to be a choice. He wants there to be a second party in America. Just like it would be. People say, how about third party? How about a second party?